Did you see last week that the yield on the 30-year Treasury note was over 5%? And that was something that we haven't seen in a long time. And people are probably wondering, does that make sense for you to buy a 30-year Treasury note, something that is completely safe, and just collect the 5% for the next 30 years? Is that a good idea? Depending on who you are, if you're a retiree, it might make sense. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know your situation. This is not advice by any means. I'm just a random guy on the internet. But a 5% yield on a completely safe asset for someone that is looking to follow the 4% rule, it might make some sense. But if you're younger, it's not good enough. It's not good enough to get 5%. One, inflation. Inflation is going to be a 2-3% each year. And so you're going to have a lot of that purchasing power eaten up. Next, there's a very big difference in returns when you're talking about 5% versus, say, 8%. Now, if you contribute $500 a month for 40 years, the difference between getting 5% and 8% is over $1 million. At the end of 40 years, if you only get 5% yield, you're going to have $763,000. Now, if you instead get an 8% return, you're going to get $1.7 million. That's a huge difference. Do not discount the impact of inflation. I mean, we felt it the last few years because it's been so high. But over the course of 10, 20, 30 years, it will very, very quickly erode what you think of as a lot of money. Finally, if you do need to access all of the cash, 30 years, that's a very long dated bond, which means all the interest rate changes from here until then are going to have a significant impact because of the duration of that bond. So if you have to get that cash and you're in a bad situation, you may have to give up a lot of your principal. People often think of bonds as being safe, and they are, as long as you hold them to maturity. But if you have to cash out, the prevailing interest rates set by the Fed will have a significant impact on how much people are willing to buy that for. So in the end, if you are near retirement, it might make sense. I mean, I'd speak to an expert and figure out based on your entire portfolio whether or not this is something you should be doing. But if you're younger, this sounds appealing. 5% sounds safe. It's great, but it's not. It's not when you have to lock it up for 30 years and you may have to pay to get it out.